Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Wed Pill.
Hey, how you guys doing?
So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. So one of today's topics is going to be about none other than the one and only superstar himself, Neo.
Neo, what's Neo doing out here in
So,
the streets? What's he been doing out here?
So apparently, Neo has 4 girlfriends.
Four
girlfriends.
Interesting.
That's a lot of girlfriends, first of all.
That's a lot. That's too much for you.
It's a lot to handle. Yeah, I mean, maybe 1 or 2, whatever, but not
okay.
girlfriends.
1 or 2.
1 or 2 ladies.
4 though.
But no,
that's a little much, right?
4 is a lot.
Shoot, 1 is a lot.
What dealing with 1 is a lot.
I know. So imagine 4.
Just all that. What do you call that? Estrogen in one space.
Oh, you mean as far as women?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All
That's
that.
me. I get on my own nerves.
All that in one setting is a bit.
Yeah. That's a lot.
What do you guys feel about that? Like, how many is too much, or is for the guys out there?
Yeah, they say, who are you talking to?
Yeah, for the guys out there,
yeah.
How many girlfriends or wives or ladies, whatever, is too much? And then, for the ladies, how many is too much for your dude to have, or can your dude only have you, just one? You ain't dealing with nobody else. That's a good question for y'all out there. So, he's gone crazy on the internet right now. It's like one of the big topics of today. So everybody's inquisitive about, not only, disagreeing with him having the girlfriends and stuff or multiple girlfriends, but just inquisitive of how it's working. Let's watch this clip with, let's see what Neo talking about right here.
You know what's crazy? It's one of those situations where men reach out in secret. They go, yeah, honey, I would never. Hey, bro, congratulations. Yeah, I would never do that, babe. Just me and you, babe. Bro, you living life. Yeah, no. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. Which I understand. You know what I'm saying? To be completely honest, I'm not tripping either way because I'm not doing it for y'all. I'm doing it for me.
Wow.
And that's the thing. Once you do something that, like you always say, babe, like, do, what is that thing you say? You say, do what is your highest form of joy or your highest form of
excitement.
And he's doing with his highest form of excitement. He's getting his highest form of excitement by having 4 women. That's what makes him happy day to day. Hey, like, we got to stop judging every dang one thing. Like, because once something benefits me, it's all well and great. But as soon as it don't benefit me, I got something to say. You know what I mean? So once we realize we got to get out of that, like that, if it don't benefit me thing, like, away. It don't got to benefit you. It's not about you. It's about him. It's about what he wants to do and how he gets his highest excitement.
Right.
So
also a lot of people are wondering, like I said, how it's working.
Yeah,
so
I would love to know how that works.
Yeah, because
that's interesting.
Because women is, it's hard for y'all to get along.
Yeah. like
under the same roof. I don't think that they all live under the same roof, but just being together like that.
Yeah.
It would seem
them
like
2 little girls I got. They I love them dearly, but
every time you say that, why do we take a deep breath?
Because it definitely is. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
But yeah. Like I said, I get on my own nerves. So just imagine having somebody else.
Yeah.
In that light per se, not just having daughters, but just that alone, just to imagine how that would be. It's just kind of like, it's like, wow, that's
so
interesting.
But what he said is they all get along.
Oh, that's what's up though.
So he said they all get along, and that's what he's saying.
They would have to.
We don't know what's going on behind.
Yeah, but they would have to have some type of
to have 4.
Yeah.
And to be around each other all the time. Because, see, there's different dynamics.
Right.
There's people who have polyamorous, I don't know the correct term, but these relationships, poly relationships.
Okay.
And some of them are together. Some of them not don't even really see each other that much. Some of the women or the wives or whatever. So in this situation, Neo has explained they have no problem hanging out together.
But so it's working for them.
It's working for them, but they do also have their individual time as well.
Okay.
but they have time all together. He says it works and it's working for them.
How long have they been?
I don't know.
No?
Well, the thing is, so Neo, he's been in other relationships.
He's been married before a time or two, right?
Yeah, he has kids, and his whole thing is he's living his most honest life now.
I respect that.
Yeah, meaning that like, so he used to hide. He said it beats hiding. He's saying it's like he used to hide his life, hide what he wanted, try to be somebody he isn't.
Right.
He probably getting caught in situations, cheating or whatever it is that he finds himself in, which a lot of men today keep finding themselves in.
Right.
And he's like, you know what? I'm not.
He ready to live in his truth.
I'm just live the truth. This is who I am. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Instead of being in a relationship and hiding it and still getting it,
right.
I'm just going to be open about it.
Right. I mean, that's the best way to live. I mean, you got to come into that yourself, though. You got to understand, like, hey, I got to come into my truth and walk in my truth, whatever that looks like for anyone,
Right.
So respect to him.
All go out together, like all 5 of y'all? Yeah, absolutely. All the time. For example, on this tour, I'll let this one come out for 7 days, then she go home, then this one come out for 7 days, and then this one come out for 7 days, and then we do something all together. I love this.
What's my mic on?
It's a beautiful day.
You heard that. I said I despise this. Did you hear? No.
That's what I heard.
So it was harder to lie, huh?
Way harder.
Yeah.
Way harder. That's why I'm mad. Like, man, I wasted so much time, so much money.
He said, I despise this.
He said,
he's full of it.
he said, I love. You hear him say, I love this.
But as you can see, he's like, yo, that's what's up, Neil. Like, dapping him up on the low. But
Right.
that's funny.
What he's pretty much saying is, if I'm going to be in a relationship, a monogamous relationship, I'm going to do this anyway. So whether I'm in a monogamous relationship or not, so instead of doing this anyway in secret and hiding and hurting the person you're with and painting them,
right,
I'm going to be with people who are open to my lifestyle and what I'm going to do anyway. So if you're accepting of that, and I like you and you like me, then we can be together.
We can rock out
and
make this work. Yeah. So the problem is that we as people, we get so caught up in what we are so not used to seeing.
Right.
So since we don't never see stuff like that so much, it's like, that's crazy. That's disgusting. That's this and that's that. Okay, you're welcome to have your own opinion, but why's it got to be all that to us just because someone else is doing something that you may not agree with?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, let him live his best life. Do what works for you. You know what I mean? It's like, don't be one of them people that are like, you know what I mean, on the trend train. Like, if you want to be on that trend train, be on that trend train. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about what someone else is doing. If that's not your trend train, then that's cool. You ain't got to get on that trend train. But as soon as somebody else does something, the Kardashians or one of your favorite celebrities, as soon as they do something that, whether it's an outfit or, a new shoe or new something, you want to get on that trend train.
Yeah.
But if it's not something that we are in agreement with, we have so much to say about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. You don't have to be on everybody's trend train, but just respect what people are doing and why they feel like, it works for them. And I think the world will be a better place if we just mind our business a little bit more and be okay. Like, well, hey, that's this problem. Like, if that's what he wants to do, kudos to him, and just keep it pushing.
Yeah, and it's definitely a train because four girlfriends. That's a train for sure.
That puts the train to train. Huh?
Choo, choo. Live your life. There's other cultures that live this way. I've traveled the world, all the time, and I see it myself. And they're not every culture.
Right.
I don't go everywhere and it's like that. I'm not saying everywhere but America's like this. But there are other cultures that are like this and are okay like with it.
That's how they were brought up. It's normal to them.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's normalized, right? And then you look back, and especially for us being Christians, and that's another topic too, because we have the Christians who are calling. I seen a comment, and I don't know if they're a Christian or not, but I seen a comment saying, "This is such a shame." Like, and it's like the Christians who can say, "Is it a shame, or is it just not your thing, or is it just not? You don't think it's morally correct?" Because back in if you look back in the Bible days.
Oh, you about to go to church on them, babe.
But I'm not gonna go too far in the church.
Yeah. Well, hey, sometimes you need to. Listen. You need to. It's all right.
We kind of overlook this part in the church. So, you and I have had plenty of conversations about this, and we've dug deep into, man, what is this? Like, what's going on? Because in the Bible, this was happening.
Right.
Just like when I go to other cultures and it's happening, in the Bible, this was happening. So people had wives in the Bible, more than one. Multiple 10s, 20s. There was one dude who had 700 wives and 300 concubines at that, which means they weren't your wives. Yeah, the conks.
The conks.
Yeah, they which means they weren't wives. They were
prostitutes.
Well,
prostitutes?
I don't think they were prostitutes.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
They was the side pieces.
I don't know if it's necessary. We could look it up. We could do a little Bible class one day. I don't think it was a side piece. I think it was more so they just weren't the wife, but they belonged to to him. They belonged to him in some way, but they weren't a wife.
So he didn't leave home to be with his side piece.
I left home.
Hey.
To be with my side piece.
Hey.
That song is so funny. That song is hilarious.
It is freaking hilarious. It's ridiculous.
No, he ain't leaving home to have the concubines.
Oh, okay.
But he did have concubines and wives. So when we study this and looking back into it and really digging deep a little bit, like it's like, dang, this was really a lifestyle back then. And I know people going to say, well, that was the Old Testament, this is the New Testament, and okay, you can have your, you can break down the scriptures however you break it down, but the bottom line is God allowed this at this point in time in life. The question is it a sin or not, right? So I don't think God would call something a sin at one time and then call it not at another time, or not call,
like changing his mind, like, okay, you know what? Nah, scratch that.
Yeah, or not call something a sin at one time, but then call it a sin
because he's an unchanging God.
Exactly. So that's the question: is like, what is it a sin, or just was it a time of an era that this was just accepted, and now it's just an era that it's not accepted? But is there can you put sin on it? You know what I'm saying? So, and
that's the thing. We gotta do our own research. You know what I mean? So you could tell me whatever you want to tell me, but it's up to me to research it myself. I'm not saying, okay, let's go ahead and have 400 wives and all that kind of stuff. Like, hey, nobody doing all that.
350 is enough.
Yeah. So, but it just kind of made more sense to me, as in a sense of like how men were designed more. You know what I mean? So I started to understand slowly, and still learning.
Only question I would have is, would God change his mind? Like, okay, it could be for it, against it, but does God's mind change is my question. So if you think about it in that perspective, when you studying it and looking back and saying, yeah, but that was the Old Testament, the New Testament is different, this and that. But okay, fine. That could be true. The Old Testament, this was allowed, this was a thing. And the New Testament, this was a thing. Laws change. These are laws, right? So there could be a law, right, of, oh, you can't smoke weed. That's a law. But then the law can change to now you can smoke weed.
And it has changed.
It has changed. Yeah. But the question isn't, has the law been one way before and a different way now? The question is, was it a sin before and is it a sin now? Yeah. People smoke weed. And all throughout the church, all throughout us growing up, weed was the worst thing in the world you can do. But now that the laws change, everybody's smoking weed.
The pastors are smoking weed.
Everybody, the church ladies, the church mothers.
Like, oh, okay. The government said we could do it now. Oh, cool.
Yo, for the pain, I know, it's medical and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But soon as it became medical,
right
now, like, dang, everybody in the church smoking weed, like, and it's cool,
right?
And it's medical, and it's, but it's the law changed. But the question is,
has the law changed?
Does God think weed is a sin? Or not, because now we're saying, well, God made it. It's part of the earth. Right. God created this. Right. This is for us and for our healing. But we was looking at it as a sin before. Right. But now.
But we know at least everything in excess.
Then that's
where the sin becomes in.
And that's why we together, because we think on the same page, because I was getting to that. Mm-hmm. See, we right here.
I feel you.
I feel you too.
You gonna feel me later?
I mean... Yeah, getting kind of X-rated on here right now, but
all right,
It's about that time too, because you was sick, coughing and stuff. I couldn't deal with that right now. Like, you gotta wait till you get, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had to get healed.
You gotta get healed. I got to put the healing on you.
Hey,
Hey.
shut up.
So anyway, so yeah, that right there, I was getting to that. So I forgot what I was getting to because I was just talking about getting healing.
To something else.
Yeah, getting into it. But what I was getting to was what?
Oh, and assess. We were talking about doing things and assess.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I F's with you because
That's how you have to
that's why I F's with you because we're on the same page. So doing all that research at the time made me think like, okay, well, the word excess, because you have drinking, which God allowed to. You know, God turned the water into wine. He kept the party going, like they say.
Did he ever turn it into Hennessy?
He might have. I don't know. He might have turned it into Moscow Mule and
Don Julio?
Don Julio, Pinot Grigio.
All that good stuff.
Oh, he
That
might
ain't good for us.
all that good stuff. He could have just turned it into some ginger ale for me. I would have been straight.
Ginger ale. You would have been cool with ginger ale.
Yeah, I'd been cool with it.
You would have been cool with ginger ale. Come on.
I'd have been cool with it. But anyway, so
man.
like, it made me think, like, man, you kind of just should live like your life as, you know, with the word excess in mind, right? Because drinking was allowed, you know. I don't know, smoking was allowed. I don't know what else they did in the Bible, but God definitely turned the water into wine. Yeah, so I think anything in excess is where the problem lies. And, you know, because it could take you away from that intimate relationship with God. You know, if you're drinking too much, if you're smoking too much, if you're relying on these things too much to make you feel a certain way, instead of just using it as a moment of pleasure, a moment of fun, a moment of whatever. And now you start to do it where it's consuming you and taking over your life. And now this is your God. Then I think,
idolizing is a sin.
yeah. So I think that's the problem. That's why God said these things. Don't do it in excess. But I think that goes for anything. I think you can apply that to your life with anything, even us having sex. Like,
Yeah, we're not just sitting around here just like
yeah, like we in excess,
every
like
day. That's crazy.
every day, all day. That's all we think about all
Yeah.
day. It's like, I think God would have a problem with that too.
Yeah, married or not.
Right. So, overeating, over drinking, over, you know, partying, over whatever, or anything you do too much, overworking.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just, you got to realize at some point, like, these things take over your life and they become your God. And I think that's what God was trying to protect us from.
Don't put no other gods before him, is what he said.
Yeah. So when it comes to the wives, you know, 700 wives is a lot. I think he overdid it.
What is your take on polygamy? Are you saying that you want another wife?
I mean, if you're trying to add one, I mean, you know, we can do that.
Okay,
I don't know
so
what
are
you
you
trying-
saying that you want another wife,
I mean,
or do you want a concubine?
I don't know what you're trying to do.
This ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just got everything to do with
We ain't
you.
here to talk about what we.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, do you feel comfortable with, you know?
I would be comfortable living in them days. I would be comfortable having a wife or two. In these times now, it would just be uncomfortable because of the laws and because of how everybody feels. How it's a hard thing to
Try to live in that dynamic now.
try to live in that dynamic now.
Right.
Do I feel like it's a complete sin? I just can't see it being a sin if God allowed it.
Right. I understand that part.
But living in these times now, it just make it hard.
Right.
In today's culture, it's going to be super hard for it to be accepted and for you to live without everybody dabbing in your business like we're doing in Neo's business right now.
Right.
So tell me, how would it be for you living back then in those times?
I personally wouldn't want to deal with another woman in that sense.
In what sense?
In you know, like live here. Like I couldn't deal with that. Like
woman
same woman in
living.
the same space.
So let's say you
know?
were living back in the day in those times.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to deal with her in your space, living in your space. Now, what if I had a wife that lived in this place and a wife that lived in that place? Then what?
Well, you asking me to answer from today's standpoint.
No.
Or from then standpoint.
Yeah.
Probably because that's how I would had grown up. But me to trying to convert to that would probably be a little more tricky because
Right.
you are thinking about, well, dang. And that's the thing. It's like we got to stop worrying about what other people think. If that's what you do you.
Yeah.
But I'm not dealing with all them other women. That's neither here or never going to be there.
You mean be the Neo, but you don't want nothing to do with the other women.
No, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to go shopping with them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to cook with them. I don't want to clean with them. I don't want to do nothing with them. They can just go on about their business.
What do they want to watch these kids?
They can watch them kids.
They can watch the kids.
That's all they can do. But other than that, that's all they can do. They actually they can clean the house too while they're at it.
Well, see, you're going to have to deal
They
with it.
can clean and cook and watch them kids. But that's about it.
But you know what, though? Fellas, if y'all want to email us anonymously, if y'all want to send a message anonymously, or you want to talk openly, like, what are your thoughts? Like, if you're in a relationship, that is, not if you're not in a relationship. I mean, I want to hear from y'all too, actually. But specifically to the ones who are in relationships, what are your thoughts? Because I know being a man, right, in a relationship, there are just some things that you just won't say openly or won't say freely or can't say freely. We can because we talk all the time and we just have that bomb dynamic of a relationship.
But it took us
a while.
It took a lot of hurdles to get there.
It did.
Okay.
It took a lot of hurdles to get there. But now we're comfortable enough with saying things freely. Mm-hmm. And we talk all the time about stuff like, but what are your thoughts really, like, internally? Because your chick is there, you're watching programs, you're watching TV, you're watching this Neo stuff, and you're watching next to your lady, and all you can do is just agree with what she's saying. It wouldn't be me. Nah, I can't do that. Nah, oh, that's a shame. This is crazy. They need help. He needs help. What are you thinking in your head, like in your mind, actually?
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. In your head, you like, man, like, if I could do it, I would. Like, if she was cool about it, I would.
Man, he living the life.
The culture is going to make it uncomfortable. And the culture is going to make it uncomfortable for you. And then the culture is going to make you uncomfortable with it. But if we were living in time where God said, yo, this is okay, it's fine, you're not sinning, I think we all would have different views about it, you know? And these guys hitting up Neo and whatever on the sidelines, I want to hear from you. So please like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to hit that bell to be notified.
We'll be giving you more of these soon. Stay tuned. Love you.